the goddess could hardly believe it. The useless hero she had personally abandoned had climbed back from the very bottom of the abyss to the surface in just 2 days. By slaughtering countless monsters, his level had skyrocketed to 1789. Moreover, after reaching level 3 in abnormal status mastery, he was granted entirely new permissions. In the past, once an abnormal status was inflicted, it could never be removed. Paralysis meant total loss of mobility, and poisoning was essentially a death sentence. Now, however, Mimori could not only cancel abnormal statuses at will, but even target them down to specific body parts. This change transformed what was once a skill used purely for killing, into a power that fully controlled life and death. After returning to the surface, the first thing he did was look for test subjects. Before long, he discovered a group of slimes. They were even ganging up on a weaker one of their own kind. The sight reminded him of his former self. The difference was that the small slime did not submit. Even when crushed, it still chose to resist. So he stepped in. The outcome of the battle was never in doubt. The larger slimes were swiftly dealt with. Once abnormal statuses were applied, only the small slime was left with its condition intact. Sensing it trembling in fear, he took the initiative to explain that he meant no harm, and was merely testing his abilities. After lifting the abnormal status, he prepared to leave, only to notice the slime following behind him. When he stopped, the slime stopped as well. In that moment, he understood its choice. Both rejected by others, both utterly alone. He accepted its loyalty, assigned it to guard the rear, and together they coordinated their movements, leaving no blind spots in their awareness. He then stated plainly that what he intended to do next was a personal act of revenge. Even so, the slime did not retreat. In return, he promised to make it stronger. The forbidden book he had obtained from the Dark Hero contained records of monster enhancement experiments, including formulas for strengthening slimes. As they continued forward, not far ahead, an elven girl was being hunted, yet they followed relentlessly. Unable to escape, she chose to fight head-on, and activated the elven battle gear. However, the 4 trackers encountered him first. In their eyes, he was nothing more than a weak passerby, yet they still decided to kill him. To eliminate any chance of information leaking, they discussed their plan right in front of him, intending to wait until the elven princess was exhausted before making their move. Noticing him stepping back, they immediately changed plans and prepared to strike directly. What they failed to realize was that his seemingly panicked movements were actually the result of careful preparation. He had hesitated earlier, only because he was unsure whether his abilities would work on humans, but since conflict was unavoidable, he no longer hesitated. The moment the poison effect activated, the battle ended instantly. While sorting through the spoils, both he and the slime sensed that there were still other presences nearby. At the same time, the elven princess was stunned to discover that the presence tracking her had completely vanished, yet a new sense of danger quickly closed in. In the next instant, she saw a slime, and her body was immediately bound by paralysis. This power far exceeded anything she understood. Mimori then revealed himself, explaining that he meant no harm, and only wished to exchange information, also informing her that the 4 pursuers had already been dealt with. Noticing that she could not respond, he only restored her ability to speak. After confirming that the holy guards had all been wiped out, the elven princess chose to speak honestly.